How did it all begin? Well, great stories usually have a mythical or fabulous beginning, and the stories of great civilizations are no exception. Remember how the ancient Romans proclaimed their divine origins through Aeneas, son of Venus, who fled from Troy and came to the coast of Latium to found what would become the Roman Empire. The great Latin poet Virgil wrote the Aeneid expressly to celebrate that powerful myth of foundation. The English followed in Roman footsteps by claiming they descended from Brutus, Aeneas' great-grandson, who left Italy and landed at Totnes in Devon, southern England, to found the nation that from him took its name, Britannia. According to this legend of a mythical Trojan ancestry, London originally was called Troy Novan, that is, New Troy. So it's written in the Historia Regum Britanniae 12th century of Geoffrey of Monmouth, the first British historian. The legend persists to this day. At Totnes in Fore Street, you can see a stone that commemorates Brutus's landing, obviously put there by the local authorities in modern times. To begin with, the ancient Romance is not altogether out of place. As my teacher in England, J.B. Trapp, used to tell us, Britain's first experience of a literary civilization came in 55 BC, when Julius Caesar's military expedition from across the Channel initiated the Romanization of this part of the known world. Also, beautiful poems and prose passages you are going to read in your anthology are written in what is considered a Germanic language, but half of its words are actually of Latin origin. Just think of the fact that you are students in a class at school studying English language, culture, and literature. The words in bold are all of Latin origin. German and Latin all in one language. You have the best of both worlds, as the English say. Now, going back to our starting question, it all began with the people and a language and an island. The people and the language were a blend of different parts. First came the Celts, then the Romans, then the Danes, and finally in 1066, the Normans, French-speaking but of Viking origins. More recently, since World War II, millions of people from all over the world have come to live in Britain, making it the multiracial country it is today. If the people and the language have changed throughout the centuries, the fact that Britain is an island has remained unchanged, and that has played a fundamental role in the nation's history. Situated off the northwestern coast of continental Europe, the British Isles were for thousands of years geographically isolated, set apart from the richer and more civilized part of the ancient world, the Mediterranean. After the discovery of America, however, England found itself in an ideal position to sail the oceans, now open to exploration and the foundation of colonies overseas. That was the beginning of the British Empire, which at the end of the 19th century came to include nearly 1/4 of the Earth's land surface. The sea and the famous white cliffs of Dover have stood both as a natural barrier and as a symbol of home and wartime defense throughout history. During the Battle of Britain in 1940, the cliffs became a vital strategic point that had repelled German air attacks, and in 1588, when Queen Elizabeth I reigned, the Spanish Armada that threatened to invade England was driven off its coast by violent storms that destroyed a great part of the Spanish fleet. Is that surprising? In fact, English history and literature are full of surprising turns and unexpected things, such as a country boy from a small provincial town with no university education becoming the world's greatest writer, William Shakespeare. You'll come across many more such turns in the literary journeys you're going to take. Ready to go? As written in the notice inside London taxis, sit back in your seat for comfort and safety. The journey is about to begin.